Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. The MOHAMED'S extradition matter. Lower court to make important ruling on Wednesday. BOURDA market vendors in limbo. Stagnant water stench hindering sales. Senior cop wants OFAC to delist him as a drug trafficker. Says he has never shielded rogue cops in Region 1. Police ranks must pass math and English. No excuses. Digital school available 24/7, says President Ali. And in sport, Team Suriname edged past Guyana to claim overall Inter-Guyana Games Championship honors. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, December 9 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. As arguments intensify over whether amendments to the Fugitive Offenders Act violate the Constitution, the magistrate presiding over the MOHAMED'S extradition matter is now being asked to send the constitutional questions to the High Court. More details in this report. When embattled gold dealers Nazar and Azruddin Mohammed returned to court on Wednesday, December 10, 2025, Magistrate Judy Latchman is expected to decide two key issues: whether Guyana should proceed with the United States extradition request and whether the constitutionality of the Fugitive Offenders Act amendments must first be settled by the High Court. The defense has mounted a firm challenge to the 2009 amendments, with attorneys insisting that the legislative changes clash with core constitutional protections. Senior counsel Roysdale Ford argued that the act, as amended, grants sweeping powers to the Home Affairs Minister. Powers, he said, that should not rest in the hands of the executive.
We believe that we would have presented the arguments clearly, which shows their potential unconstitutionality and the basis for the referral to the High Court. We would have dealt with the principles applicable for referral, that it must not be frivolous and vexatious. We articulated the reasons why it's not frivolous and vexatious, to have the questions that we wanted to refer to the High Court be determined by the High Court.
One of the most contentious provision reads, quote, notwithstanding Section 3B or any other law or treaty, a fugitive offender or any class or category of fugitive offenders may be committed or kept in custody for extradition or extradited to a Commonwealth country or treaty territory if the minister considers it necessary in the interest of justice.
These questions arose because in the Dr. Ram's case, the full court, Justice Chang and Justice William Ramlal at the time, sat and determined and found that the extradition arrangements between Guyana and America, United States of America, was deficient in that Section A3B of the Extradition Act required the courts to look to the extradition treaty to determine whether there was a particular provision dealing with re-extradition. The full court found that that provision was not there, and therefore it was not in accordance with the direction in the Act.
The MOHAMED'S legal team maintains that this clause undermines the constitutional rights of their clients and has urged the magistrate to refer the matter to the High Court for a ruling on its validity. But prosecutors, led by Special Prosecutor Terrence Williams, countered that the objections raised are premature and without merit. They insisted that the 2009 amendments do not violate the Constitution and that the extradition proceedings should continue without delay.
The constitutional issues do not arise for the consideration of the learned magistrate. The application is frivolous and vexatious because, first of all, there are no real constitutional issues, and they certainly do not arise for consideration at this time. First, because many of these rights which they rely on expressly exclude extradition from consideration, and also because the magistrate has a certain duty to perform, and the duty that she has to perform does not include the considerations that the defendants have raised.
The United States is seeking the extradition of the father and son duo to face charges of wire fraud, mail fraud, and money laundering linked to their gold trading operations, and Azruddin Mohammed's acquisition of a Lamborghini, which the United States authorities claim was part of a scheme to evade taxes owed to Guyana. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. With the busy Christmas shopping season approaching, vendors plying their trade at BOURDA market are pleading with the relevant authorities to address the current deplorable condition of the market. Nightly News' Antonio Day went to the location on Monday and observed several sections of the market underwater, compounded by a very unpleasant stench.
With the Christmas shopping season fast approaching, vendors plying their trade at the BOURDA market are at its wit's end, as several sections of the facility are underwater. The stagnant water is not receding, the vendors lamented.
Put a pump and can finance, and when they try to get out the water, then clean the drain. The whole market drain, and the drain, coming in up the drain, full of oil. Then you have the sewage.
One vendor asserted that the mayor and city council has been unresponsive regarding the situation.
The mayor come around the market. Since I put the mayor the last 5 years till now, I never see the mayor yet.
Another vendor noted that due to the unbearable stench of the water lodge, many of her customers are reluctant to purchase from her.
And I pay a month rent for this. It stinks. This improperly for people inhale. They need to do something with this. No joke. This is not healthy.
Other vendors express the same sentiments.
It's not nice.
Right.
It isn't nice, not healthy.
How has it impacted your sales?
As you can see, since yesterday, goods.
Parking out is a problem. Then nighttime you gotta study if any creature running in this water. Steady centipede, cockroach, all thing running all over. It's a struggle every day.
Yeah.
The situation is very bad. Because all the mist get water. And then it just take like a whole week before it drink. We just tell them you finish, clean it, or get the garbage and put it, dilute it anyway.
How has that impacted your sales?
Just about you, but what you gonna do? We can't call upon the Almighty for help.
Other vendors noted that Minister of Local Government Priya Manichan had visited the market in November to assess the situation. But since then, matters have deteriorated every time there's intense rainfall.
The water situation is very terrible there. As you could see, as rain decide to smile.
The smell is terrible, and the rats jumping out, centipede racing up. It's very unsanitary.
Nobody doing nothing to help the vendors in here. The president come, he promised he will build a new market.
They should look into the matter and give you a little dome a month or so. Why can't nobody come here and buy?
Meanwhile, Chief Citizen Alfred Mentor in a video noted that municipal markets such as the Penitence and Alboy Song are on the verge of witnessing rehabilitation. While not addressing the present situation at BOURDA, Mentor noted that like the other markets, the issue of drainage and irrigation has been a challenge. However, BOURDA is also earmarked for rehabilitation, according to Mentor. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. Guyana's commitment to protecting human rights and fighting corruption took center stage on Tuesday as the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance opened the 4th Annual Human Rights and Anti-Corruption Expo. Tiana Cole will tell you more.
The government says it is strengthening systems to promote fairness, transparency, and accountability. Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, delivering a feature address, highlighted several measures aimed at safeguarding human rights and improving public service delivery.
Enacting stronger penalties for attempts to incite racial hostility. Ensuring policies targeted at equal pay for equal work. Expanding shelters and assistance for victims of domestic and gender.
The Prime Minister added that development in Guyana remains inclusive as government continues to modernize practices, empower constitutional bodies, and widen opportunities for public participation.
Our government has worked to modernize procurement practices, strengthen constitutional bodies, expand digital government services, and increase opportunities for public participation in governance.
Meanwhile, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gail Teixeira, said while Guyana has made substantial progress, more work remains as government continues to build on its governance foundation.
So progress is being made, and yet there's always more work to be done.
Also addressing the expo was Deputy Executive Director of the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force, CFATF, Wendell Lucas, who said the organization monitors the compliance of 25 member states. He noted that the expo offers insight into how Guyana's authorities are tackling corruption and raising public awareness.
You must criminalize money laundering, which applies to all serious offenses and predicated offenses to money laundering, must include corruption and bribery. There are no way around that.
He stressed that proper record keeping is essential to ensure reliable paper trails that can help trace proceeds to corruption, support prosecutions, and recover assets.
Corruption steals the identity of a nation and progressively steals the identity of its people. So it's something that cannot go unpunished and cannot go unchecked.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
I'm sorry. I couldn't take any more of your gaslighting. Just go. I got burned too many times. I went to Quartz and found myself a new flame.
Say goodbye to your old appliances and hello to new ones from Quartz, bringing Christmas home.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
This Saturday and Sunday, come down to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. We got everything to fix up your place. Recliners, TVs, refrigerators, chandeliers, kitchen appliances, fitness equipment, outdoor furniture, toys, back-to-school bags, all under one roof at prices you can't beat. We open Saturday from 7:30 to 4 and Sunday from 9 to 4. And hear this, you getting 10% off store-wide every Sunday. So don't miss this opportunity to save big. Call 223-9896 or come down this weekend to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. Gafour's, the name you can trust. See you there.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. Another developing story. Former commander of Regional Division 1 and Senior Superintendent Himnath Shaw has formally petitioned the U.S. Office of Foreign Assets Control to remove his name from the specially designated nationals list. Shaw is accused of using Guyana as a transshipment point to facilitate the safe passage for Mexican and Venezuelan drug cartels who traffic cocaine to the United States. Here is more. In the letter sent to the U.S. Office of Foreign Assets Control and seen by Nightly News, Senior Superintendent of Police Himnath Shaw claims that the allegations are grave and has caused significant blow to his reputation. Shaw is asking for a prompt and comprehensive review of newly submitted evidence, material he insists fundamentally changes the factual landscape surrounding his designation. His attorneys are calling on OFAC to reconsider and reverse the decision, saying Shaw stands ready to provide any further documentation or direct engagement required to clear his name. Moreover, Shaw is publicly defending his integrity, particularly in relation to a major drug bust at an illegal airstrip in Matthews Ridge on September 1, 2024. According to Saw, he had no knowledge of the clandestine airstrip, no involvement in any criminal enterprise, and no association with any of the players suspected to be linked to the cocaine-laden aircraft discovered there. The senior policeman claims that on September 1, 2024, after receiving word that KANU was conducting operations in the region, he immediately traveled to Matthews Ridge and was airlifted by the Guyana Defense Force to the scene. There, he met officials from KANU, the GDF, then Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben, and US DEA representatives. He says the DEA officer questioned him extensively about the airstrip, the source of the cocaine, and the whereabouts of 2 police officers. Shaw says he informed investigators that he had no prior knowledge of the airstrip and later confirmed through immigration that at least one of the officers he was questioned about had left Guyana for the United States days earlier. The document to OFAC claims that Shaw had always shared narcotics intelligence with KANU, including recent information on a semi-submersible vessel and a go-fast boat discovered in Region 1, both believed to be tied to regional trafficking networks. The senior cop maintains that he has never facilitated criminal elements, never shielded rogue cops, and has consistently acted with professionalism, transparency, and integrity. Quote, the allegations and the OFAC designations have inflicted severe personal and professional harm, and he's determined to clear his name, unquote. The senior law enforcement officer is hoping the evidence and his years of service will lead to what his attorneys call a fair, just, and appropriate resolution. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. President Ifrahali has issued a stern warning as government prepares to crack down on widespread corruption uncovered in the driver's licensing system. Tiana Cole is on the story.
President Ifrahali on Tuesday announced that an ongoing audit of the driver's licensing process has already uncovered illegally obtained licenses, exposing serious weaknesses and corruption within the system. Speaking at the Guyana Police Force's traditional Christmas breakfast, he said urgent corrective action is now required.
We have been able to tell, because of the system, all those who wrote the theoretical exam and passed, and that is the only way you can move forward with the practical exam. And we can tell you all those who got a practical certificate, and then all those who actually got a license, a GR. So you've been able to triangulate the entire process, and we understand the discrepancies within the whole process. Because if you have 150 people passing the theory, but 400 people getting the practical certificate, something is wrong.
The president said the findings will be released to the public so the nation can clearly understand where the system has failed. He noted that investigators have already identified individuals who receive practical certificates without even passing a theoretical exam.
And we're going to give those persons in the public domain 6 weeks to surrender themselves and go through back the process. Or after that, we're going to publish all the names in the newspaper, suspend the license, and prosecute them. That is the only way we can beat this corruption.
President Ali made it clear that all individuals and agencies implicated will face prosecution.
So, we'll be making those announcements. And then the third leg of the journey, doesn't end there, is that GRA give more license than practical and theoretical passes. So we have now triangulated the entire process. And we have all the data and information before us. I told you, technology and the use of technology will be deployed at full scale. And that is what we are doing.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day will tell you now that the government, through the Ministry of Natural Resources on Tuesday, signed a production sharing agreement with Cybele Energy, the first African and woman-led consortium to begin exploration activities in the Stabroek Block. The signing agreement will yield a US $17 million bonus for the country.
The government on Tuesday morning signed a production sharing agreement with Ghanaian oil company, Cybele Energy, for exploration activities in Block S7 in the Stabroek Block. Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat stated that the signing agreement will result in greater financial gains for Guyana.
This signing will yield a signing bonus of $17 million to our country. The bonus or the monies will be paid directly into the Natural Resources Fund.
The Natural Resources Minister stated that the government is still negotiating with other companies, including the women-led consortium CISPRO Inc., which received blocks in 2022 licensing round.
You know that CISPRO also was awarded 2 blocks, as a matter of fact, one in shallow and one in the deep. And they too have been advancing the negotiations. So I think we are closing in on a final position and probably sign at some time soon in the future.
Other companies include International Group Investment Incorporated, Montego Energy, ExxonMobil, Hess and CNOOC. Meanwhile, Beatrice Mensah-Tayu, Chief Executive Officer of Cybel Energy, stated that her words does not end here and that she hopes to collaborate with more women partners in the petroleum sector.
Cybel's role as a woman-led organization will be intentional in the development of the girl child, will be intentional in raising the voices for women in this country.
The CEO noted that the organization will ensure women locally are given equal opportunities in male-dominated fields.
We will be intentional in making sure that the engineering and the oil industry is not something that's just talked about by women, but it's a platform where they participate.
It was stated that the production sharing agreement would be identical to the one signed in November with Total Energies and its co-ventures, Qatar Energy and Petronas. The PSA stipulates a 10% royalty on all petroleum produced and sold by the contractor, which includes a 50-50 profit sharing provision after cost recovery and allows for 65% cost recovery. The group is the first of the 6 bidders to sign off on a PSA since the start of the 2022 licensing round. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. There is more news ahead. Stay with us.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and we're celebrating with big savings on smartphones, starting as low as $16,500 for the Samsung A06 and $26,500 for the Samsung A16 and $40,500 for the A26. But wait, there's more. Get 1 month free data with your new phone to keep you close to loved ones near and far. Offer available while stocks last. Visit a Digicel store today and unwrap the gift of real connections. Digicel.
I'm sorry, I couldn't take any more of your gaslighting. Just go. I got burned too many times. I went to Quartz and found myself a new flame.
Say goodbye to your old appliances and hello to new ones from Quartz, bringing Christmas home.
This is the HGP Nightly News. Welcome back. President Efren Ali upped the ante on ranks of the Guyana Police Force, demanding they secure passes in mathematics and English within the next 3 years or be left behind. Marvin Cato reports.
We must work in the next 3 years to ensure every single one of our rank pass mathematics and English.
That was President Efren Ali addressing police officers at the force's traditional Christmas breakfast hosted on Tuesday morning at police headquarters Ivleri. President Ali announced that every rank must secure passes in mathematics and English within the next 3 years with no exceptions for excuses.
Take it upon yourself to get them registered on the Guyana Digital School before the end of this year.
He framed education as a national security investment and a non-negotiable requirement for a modern police service. The force's leadership was ordered to immediately begin signing up junior ranks for virtual classes through the government's Guyana Digital School platform.
And don't have them focus on 8 subjects or 9 subjects. Let them first focus on mathematics and English.
President Ali is of the view that ranks should not be satisfied if they are not qualified in math and English. He reminded that the advent of a digital school makes it easier for every rank to qualify themselves.
Take that as your challenge and let us have a police force in which every single rank and officer can say, and we can say proudly, they all have passes in mathematics and English.
With the digital school now operational, ranks have no excuse. They have now been provided with the resources to aid in their development, the president stated. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
The Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce met with entertainers and event promoters from across Guyana to discuss preparations for Guyana's 2026 calendar of events.
We have to stay positive in our messaging. It's not a political thing. This is about patriotism. This is about Destination Guyana.
That was Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Susan Rodriguez, who met with entertainers and event promoters from across Guyana to discuss preparations for Guyana's 2026 calendar of events.
Everything that we put out have to be constructive. I'm not saying you can't criticize something, but it has to be done in a constructive way.
The discussions centered on the vision for a vibrant, culturally rich year of national events to mark Guyana's 60th independence anniversary.
We have to first love Guyana before we market Guyana. And all of you are important in ensuring that that happens.
She reminded that the entertainment sector can play a key role in showcasing Guyana's diversity and delivering memorable experiences for all Guyanese.
So 2026, as I mentioned, will create significant opportunities, including more events, a broader audience as we expect visitor arrival to continue increasing, increased partnerships, and of course, a broader reach.
The minister also noted the importance of coordination, transparency, and teamwork, since working together will ensure the very best of Guyana is portrayed to the nation and the world. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Marvin. Stay tuned for regional news.
Vival Supermarket appreciates you, and their 17th Customer Appreciation Day sale is set for December 2nd, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Shop at Survival and get a 10% discount throughout the supermarket, except alcohol and tobacco products. Yes, it's in time for the holiday season, with a big 10% discount from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Survival. The Customer Appreciation Day sale, December 2nd, Survival Supermarket, Sheriff Street and Placenton Road.
This Christmas runs on real connections with Digicel. The calls, the laughter, the joy, and the chance to pick and win big. We're giving away $12 million. Yes, every week, one lucky Digicel customer gets a chance to win up to $2 million. 6 lucky winners in total. Here's how you get in. Top up with $1,000 or more, or pay your fiber or postpaid bill in full. The more you top up, the more chances you get. Stay connected this Christmas for your chance to win big. Digicel.
Fruta full of vibrancy. Say hello to your new favorite sip, Fruta Mango Passion. This tropical combo of mango and passion fruit delivers a bold flavor and wholesome goodness. It's fruity, it's vibrant, and it fits right into your day. Grab your Mango Passion can today and live fruitfully. Fruta.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. Cuba's Supreme Popular Tribunal on Monday sentenced former Economy Minister Alejandro Gil to life in prison following a closed-door trial that found him guilty of espionage in one of the country's highest-profile corruption cases in decades. The court additionally found Gil guilty of a range of corruption charges in a second trial, including bribery, falsification of public documents, influence peddling, and tax evasion. Gil was sentenced to a concurrent 20-year sentence for those crimes. The former economy minister, once a close confidant of President Miguel Diaz-Canel spearheaded major monetary reforms in Cuba in 2021, which were largely seen as disastrous for the already troubled economy. Sacked by Diaz-Canel in February 2024, Gil had not been seen or heard from until the trials, prompting widespread speculation about his whereabouts. The defendant has the right to appeal the sentences within 10 days. Cuba denied it had reached out to the United States about what the region would look like without President Nicolas Maduro leading Venezuela, calling the media report absurd and false. Cuba Vice Foreign Minister Josefina Vidal said that those alleged discussions did not take place. The Trump administration has launched an offensive on alleged drug trafficking boats elsewhere in the Caribbean and Pacific in recent months, killing dozens through targeted missile strikes while accusing Venezuela's Maduro, a key Cuban ally, of profiting from the trade. Cuba has criticized those attacks and accuses the U.S. of seeking a violent overthrow of the Venezuelan government amid the dramatic escalation of U.S. firepower in the Latin American region. A 13-year-old boy walked into his mother's bedroom on Tuesday morning and found her dead. A man he knew was also found dead in the same room. Police believe 42-year-old Angel Luchman was murdered by her partner, 29-year-old Shahzad Mohammed, who then took his own life at Luchman's home. Luchman's son, who had spent the night at his aunt's house nearby, returned home and made the discovery around 7:20 a.m. The teenager ran out of the house and alerted neighbors. Police said Luchman had a wound to her throat. Luchman's brother, Mark Luchman, said the teen was dropped off at his aunt's house on Sunday, as his mother and Mohammed were going out. Mark Luchman said the couple had been in a violent relationship for almost 2 years. He said relatives had not supported the love affair, as his sister was older than Mohammed. Mohammed, who was employed with Digicel, lived 5 houses away. Thank you for watching. I am Tiana Cole.
Let's join Delvin Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delvin Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, December 9, 2025. The 2025 INTER-GUIANA Games came to a thrilling close on Sunday as Team Suriname edged past Guyana to claim the overall championship. After 2 days of fierce competition in 6 main disciplines, Suriname secured first place with 83 points. Guyana followed closely behind with 75 points ahead of French Guyana with 73. Despite falling short of the overall title, Team Guyana secured victories in futsal, chess, and track and field. Suriname's steady performances across team sports proved decisive, earning wins in swimming, volleyball, and basketball. Suriname has officially been announced as the host nation for the INTER-GUIANA Games in 2026. Also on Sunday, the Minister within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, the Honorable Stephen Jacobs, commended the high level of unity demonstrated throughout the 2025 INTER-GUIANA Games hosted in Guyana. During the closing ceremony in Georgetown, the Honorable Minister reassured Guyana's ongoing support to the Games, while encouraging athletes to deepen their understanding of the science of the sport as they aim for higher achievement. Moving into football, action commenced in the 2025 Super 16 Cup football tournament with 2 fixtures at the National Training Center in Providence on Saturday and 2 fixtures on Sunday. In the first match on Saturday, Anse Grove United secured a 2-1 victory over the I-Flood Warriors on the back of goals from Johannes Francis and Jermaine Samuels. Dwayne St. Kitts scored once in a losing effort. In match number 2, both Jerry Burnett and Cordell Hazel netted goals as Santos FC secured a 2-0 victory over Camptown FC. On Sunday, Manettelas delivered a commanding 3-0 victory over the Buxton Stars on the back of goals from Nyron Tom, Stefan Moore, and Azenio Benjamin, while the Namsel FC also secured a commanding victory over Beacon FC with goals coming from Shaquille King, Delon Lanferman, and Dwayne Peters. Action continues in the 2025 Super 16 Cup with 2 fixtures at the National Training Center in Providence on Saturday. Inter-Gulf action took place in the 2025 Promotech Golf Tournament at the Lusignan Golf Course on Sunday. Anand Prasad emerged as champion, finishing with a net score of 66. Prasad led the field with a gross 85 and continued his dominant form on the course. Satra Antiwari secured second place with a net score of 69, while Joseph Zeplaki finished third with a net score of 71. Special awards went to Feroz Barakat for Best Gross Score, Joanne Dio for Ladies Best Net Score, Mortimer Wills for the longest drive, and Patrick Rashad for nearest to the pin. Promotech representatives praised the strong turnout and announced plans to make the tournament an annual tradition. And finally, cricket action resumed in the 2025 GCB 1 Guyana Women's Senior Intercounty T20 Tournament with two fixtures at the Lusignan Community Centre ground on Monday. In the first match, Babies booked their places in the final after securing a commanding 7-wicket victory over Demerara. Batting first in the truncated fixture, Demerara were limited to 39 for 3 of their allotment of 11 overs as both Naomi Barcoy and Sienna Barcoy added 11. Daniela Hicks was the pick of the bowlers for Babies, finishing with 2 for 3 from 1 over. When Babies responded, they reached 40 for 3 with 8 deliveries to spare on the back of an unbeaten 13 from Plafiana Millington. Hema Singh picked up 1 for 5 in a losing effort. In match number 2, Essequibo maintained their unbeaten record after securing a convincing 78-run victory over the Hinterland All-Stars. Batting first, Essequibo reached 111 for 4 of their allotment of 20 overs on the back of a brilliant half-century from the captain Lorene Williams, who remained unbeaten on 51 from 69. Griselle Thomas and Fiona Benjamin each picked up 1 wicket, and when the Hinterland responded, they were bowled out for 33 as Tremaine Marks was destructive, picking up 5 for 7 from 4 overs. Griselle Thomas top scored for the Hinterland with 13 as Kumar Prasad picked up 3 wickets in a winning effort. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett reminding you to stay in the game.
The MOHAMED'S extradition hearing. Lower court to make important ruling on Wednesday. BOURDA market vendors in limbo. Stagnant water, stench hindering sales. Senior cop wants OFAC to delist him as a drug trafficker. Says he has never shielded rogue cops in Region 1. Police ranks must pass math and English. No excuses. Digital school available 24/7, says President Ali. And in sport, Team Suriname edged past Guyana to claim overall Inter-Guyana Games Championship honors. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.